We are joined by Gilberto Hinojosa, who is the chair of the Texas Democratic Party. Good to have you here. I know you
Good evening.
got in late, had to walk a lot, and was banging on the door to get in here. What's the goal for you as the newly selected chair for your delegation when they leave here and go back to Texas?
Several goals. I mean, first of all, we want to make sure that our delegation is fired up when they leave this convention. There's a lot of work to do between now and November. And that work is work that people are going to do mostly on a volunteer basis. So they have to be energized and engaged. And conventions do that for you. When you leave this convention, you feel motivated. You want to go out there and knock on doors. You want to get Democrats to go out and vote. And so that's the first goal. And the second goal, obviously, for me is to talk to national Democratic leaders, to tell them how important Texas is, to let them know that Texas should not only be a donor state, where people come and take money, but rather it should be a state that has a real possibility to turn blue for the Democratic Party. That a little bit of loving, as I say, to the Texas Democratic Party will result, I think, in big gains nationally for our Democratic Party. I mean, as we all know, the key to turning Texas blue is to increase Latino turnout. So the game changer is the Latino population, which would ultimately turn Texas blue, which would make the whole state a game changer nationally, because you can't elect a president if you're a Republican candidate nationally when you don't have Texas.
And certainly 4 years from now, a lot can change, including with the demographics. We've made note on Capitol Tonight before that you are the first Latino to be selected for your position. Of course, Julian Castro will be the first Latino to speak to the Democratic National Convention in a keynote fashion. How important is this for Texas politics? Is this like the moment here that just everybody among Democrats is waiting for and hopeful for?
Obviously it is, because Julian Castro, Joaquin is...
Did I say Joaquin? We got the twin brothers there, Julian.
Well, they're both great leaders in our state. But Julian is being recognized by President Obama and by the Democratic National Committee as not just a statewide leader, but a national leader. And also, I think it's a recognition on the part of the president and the party that Hispanics are the game changer, that nationally, if the president does well in some of the swing states where you have large Hispanic populations, he will be reelected. And ultimately, if the Hispanic population in the state of Texas goes out and votes, which will be voting Democrat, Texas will turn blue, which, like I said earlier, will make it impossible for Republicans to elect the president, given the electoral votes that are in Texas today. So it's a big thing for us. I think our delegation is really excited about it. The Castro brothers are well known in our state, well respected and loved by Democrats and people all across the state of Texas.
We saw in Tampa the Republicans bringing a lot of Latino leaders to the forefront and speaking. This is not going to necessarily be just a cakewalk for the Democratic Party to get Latino voters. I mean, you don't take that for granted, do you?
No, but the big difference is that the Latinos that we're offering up are Latinos that have worked to enhance the quality of life for Latinos in the state of Texas, as opposed to the Latinos that have been offered up by Republicans, which are people that are very hostile to Latinos on issues like the DREAM Act, on issues like the Arizona immigration laws, on education, on health issues. So, when you have Latinos like Julian Castro speaking about issues that are important to our community understands that they mean it, because they have put into practice the things that they talk about.
Real quick, we have less than maybe 30 seconds left here. What do you see this week, the sense that you're hopeful for, not just for the Texas delegation, but for the party in general and for the Obama campaign?
Well, I think what I'm hopeful, and I know that this will happen, is America will see, that the Democratic Party and our president has been working for them, that the programs that they have in place, that the issues that they are fighting for are issues that are important for middle-class Americans, that the fight that they have been engaged in over the last 3.5 years is a fight for them, and that at the end of the day, this election is critical for their families, for their future. It's about making sure that you put government to work for all the people, not just a small group of millionaires, which is part of what a large part of what the Republican agenda is.